Dear students, we have already discussed what are balanced equation and also how to balance the chemical equation. But then we must also know that what is the significance of a balanced chemical equation apart from that we balance it to fulfill the requirement of law of conservation of matter, because according to law of conservation of matter, atoms are neither created nor destroyed. As law of conservation of matter says that matter can neither be created nor be destroyed, it means matter is made up of atoms, so atoms can neither be created nor be destroyed, and that is why number of atom of each element have to be same on both the side. Apart from this, what is the more significance of balanced chemical equation? Please see. First, it shows which substances are taking part in chemical reaction and what products are obtained as a result of it. Second, it shows both the number of atom and molecules involved in the reaction. Means if the reaction is taking place in the way, like suppose it is this equation, Fe plus CuSO4 FeSO4 plus Cu. Now have a look at this equation. In this, two reactants and two product, out of which one of the substance reactant is in atomic form, one is in the form of a molecule. Again here FeSO4 is a molecule consisting of one of iron, one of sulfur and four of oxygen atom, whereas copper, a metal, exists in the form of atom. So apart from being a skeletal equation, this one is also example of a balanced equation because number of atom of each element is same both the side. I have already taught you that skeletal equation has nothing to do with balanced or unbalanced, and in skeletal equation like this can be balanced as well or can be unbalanced as well like this. So this is another thing, that most of skeletal equations are unbalanced. Still, skeletal and unbalanced equation is not same. You should not think that skeletal equations are unbalanced. You can say skeletal equations are mostly unbalanced. Some of them are balanced as well, like Fe plus CuSO4 gives FeSO4 plus Cu. So it shows number of atom as well as number of molecules taking part in reaction. It shows one atom of iron combines with one molecule of copper sulfate to form one molecule of ferrous sulfate and one molecule of copper. Now the third point, it enables to calculate mass of reactants and products. How? If we calculate mass of one atom of iron and one molecule of copper sulfate because one molecule of copper sulfate is consisting of one atom of carbon, one of sulfur, four of oxygen. So if we add the mass of one atom of carbon plus mass of one atom of sulfur plus mass of four atoms of oxygen, then we can calculate the mass of reactant separately as well of reactants and products. We will explain it later as well in more detail. And fourth, it makes study of chemistry standardized universally. It means throughout the world now the chemical equations are written in balanced form only because they help to do all the qualitative as well as quantitative analysis and research work. Now let's have an example to calculate the mass of reactants and products. How do we do this? For this we take a chemical equation. This is an skeletal equation which is unbalanced. So we have to make it balanced. 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2. Now we can calculate the mass of both the reactants and mass of product, and we will see that it fulfills the requirement of law of conservation of matter, that is total mass of reactant before the reaction is same as total mass of products, but it can be done only when the equation is balanced. For this, what do we need is to know the atomic masses of different atoms involved in chemical reaction. Hydrogen molecule is made up of hydrogen atom, oxygen molecule is made up of oxygen atom, water molecule is made up of hydrogen as well as oxygen atom. For calculating their mass, we need to know atomic mass of hydrogen and oxygen because there are only two elements. Atomic mass is what? Atomic mass is the real mass of one atom of an element. Just like in the list of 1 to 20 atomic number, you learned their atomic numbers, and you know atomic number means number of protons. There is one more number, it is called to be mass number. Mass number is equal to number of protons plus number of neutrons. Neutron is symbol is N0. 0 is written above, not below. It is done by mistake. Number of protons plus number of neutrons. Neutrons is represented as N0. 0 is for charge and for neutron. And what is atomic mass? Real mass of one atom of an element expressed in AMU. What is AMU? A smaller unit of mass created for expressing mass of atoms, molecules and atomic particles, that is protons, neutrons and electrons. So mass of an atom expressed in AMU is called to be atomic mass, whereas sum total of number of proton and number of neutron present in the nucleus of an atom is said to be mass number of that element. You know, all the atoms of one element are alike and they have same number of proton and same number of electron and mostly same number of neutron as well. So let's have atomic mass of hydrogen and oxygen. For hydrogen, atomic mass is 1 AMU and mass number is also 1 because it is made up of only one proton and no neutron. Whereas atomic mass of oxygen is 16 and its mass number is also 16 because oxygen atom consists of 8 protons and 8 neutrons, which makes it 16. So the thing to know is that atomic mass has a unit, that is AMU, whereas mass number, as it is a number, so it has no unit. Let's calculate the mass of hydrogen and oxygen in the balanced equation of formation of water from hydrogen and oxygen. In this, 2H2 means, we write it over here once again, 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2. Now see, mass of 2 into 2, 4 atom of hydrogen. If one atom's mass is 1 AMU, then 4 atoms mass will be 4 AMU. Whereas oxygen, there are 2 atoms and one atom's mass is 16 AMU, so it will be 16 into 2, that is 32. And what about water? It is having 2 molecules and each molecule consists of 2 atoms of hydrogen. So if one atom of hydrogen mass is 1 AMU, rather than AMU we can say it 1 unit as well, then mass of one atom of hydrogen is 1 unit. So if we hide this 2, then 1 molecule of water consists of 2 hydrogen atom, so 2 unit mass of hydrogen atom and 1 oxygen atom, so 16 unit mass of oxygen atom. Together it is 18, that is 2 into 18 equal to 36. Now see the total mass. 4 into 1, 4 AMU, and here, or rather 4 unit, and here 30. Why we are saying unit? Because even if the mass is expressed not in AMU but in gram or kilogram or any other unit, it will stay correct. So 4 unit mass of hydrogen combines with 32 unit mass of oxygen to produce 36 unit mass of water. So like this, we don't only calculate the mass of ratio of the mass in which they are reacting, that is 4 is to 32 is the ratio of masses of hydrogen oxygen that combine, and also the mass of water that is produced. You can say like this, that 4 unit mass of hydrogen when combined with oxygen forms 36 unit mass of water, or 32 unit mass of oxygen when combined with hydrogen forms 36 mass of water. We can take one more example. Okay, take one more balanced equation. 2Ca plus O2 gives 2CaO. Let's see the atomic mass of calcium. Children, in most of the cases, atomic mass as well as mass number is same, except that atomic mass is having a unit and mass number is expressed without unit. In case of calcium, it is atomic mass is 40. Otherwise too you can calculate, because calcium's atomic number is 20. It contains 20 protons and 20 neutrons. So 20 plus 20, it becomes 40. Atomic mass of calcium is 40, and 2 into 40, that is 80 unit mass of calcium, combines with oxygen. We have already seen that atomic mass is 16 unit. So 2 into 16, it means 80 mass of calcium, 80 unit mass of calcium. Unit we are saying means any unit, whether it is atomic mass unit or gram or kilogram or some other unit, both will stay correct for this. So 80 unit mass of calcium combined with 16 into 2, that is 32 unit mass of oxygen to form 2 into, because 2 molecules and 1 molecule is consisting of 1 atom of calcium, that is 40 unit mass, and 1 atom of oxygen, that is 16 unit mass. Together 2 into 56. 56 unit is the mass of 1 atom, 1 molecule of calcium oxide. So 2 molecules, 2 into 56. 80 plus 32, this is 112. Here as well 2 into 56, that is 112. It means 80 unit mass, whether 80 AMU mass of calcium combined with 32 AMU mass of oxygen to form 112 AMU mass of calcium oxide, or 80 gram of calcium combined with 32 gram of oxygen by mass to form 112 unit mass of calcium oxide. This is how, with the help of balanced chemical equation as it is significance, it enables to calculate mass of reactants and products. That's all for now.